We're going to talk about coins that you should be looking at buying in any market dip. Dollar cost averaging, it's key. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit that bell button, slap on a like and leave a comment. Nice to have you. Happy Friday. It's Black Friday. I hope if you are in America, you've had a good Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. In the UK, we technically just eat turkey anyways, because why not? So, we need to talk about market psychology before we go into this. Now, flip your bias, right? If you are new to this channel, hi, welcome, and you probably noticed I am quite realistic in certain aspects. Investing is a thing that you get better with time, right? Most people, and I understand this, want to buy something when it's really high and very, very successful and it looks quite good. When Bitcoin's like 19K, so, oh my God, it's amazing, I'm gonna buy it. But realistically, you should be thinking, well, I should have bought it at 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, whatever, right? It's the same with altcoins. When things rally up 50%, 100%, 500%, whatever, they want to buy it. And you've got to kind of chill your beans. I see all the time that in certain comments, not to offend anyone, but when I see a coin pump, I know exactly what coin's going to be in that bracket of comments. It's just one of those things because it's hot. It's hot right now. So we're going to talk about 5 coins that I feel in a dip will be very, very nice for accumulation. Okay, so we'll go over to the chart. We'll look at a few things. Now, you're going to notice something on my chart as well, probably for the first time if you're new to the channel. The little bull and the bear, okay? That is one of my companies as well. It's a trading indicator allowing you to see market momentum. It works on multiple time frames. Link in the top line of the description if you want to check it out. It is really, really good. Okay, and as you can see, if you took, basically, if I just zoom out, you'll see it. Hello. You can see it, how it kind of does it. And this is customized settings. You can customize the settings if you get the paid version. It's really, really good. So we're going to use the aid of this to see what could have happened. So obviously this is a Bitcoin chart. We are retracing, we are correcting. But what we need to look at before we go into any of this is the dominance chart. The reason being, what is the dominance doing? And in my opinion, it's doing what I want it to do, which is great. So on the daily time frame, we've had this massive slam. We've retraced back up into this zone, right? This is like a psychological zone. I know it's a bit weird saying this on dominance chart, but market behaviors, it's a weird thing, psychological sort of situation here. I personally believe that if I remove the Fibonacci to remove the oddness, I think this is the continuation of going down. By the way, ignore this because when you change time frames, it goes a bit weird. So ignore the little bulls and bears and the weekly for now. You can customize that for each time frame, as I say. But it's forming an obvious downtrend. I feel that over the next coming weeks, hopefully, fingers crossed, we continue just going down a little bit over time and into the 50s and maybe retest this lower level here, which is roughly 57. That'd be nice. That would indicate that no matter what Bitcoin does, the altcoins will start to grow in Satoshi values. Lower the Bitcoin, the better. Simple as that. And if it does stay steady, we may get some good opportunities. So let's look at some coins that, in my opinion, not financial advice, you should be looking at accumulating on the lows for obvious normal reasons, right? The first one is the coin that I bought yesterday and I tweeted about it. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you do. RSR. Absolutely dynamite of an entry I got yesterday, and I'm already up quite a bit from it. I'm quite happy with it. But overall, it was always going to be an accumulation dip because I personally, my opinion, I don't have enough of them, so I want more. So it's the only one I'm focusing on at the moment in terms of getting the dips. So if you've been following my channel recently, I bought around this time, these lows. This huge monumental pump got my attention. As I said, psychological things, this grabbed my attention because of the pump. I was like, what on earth is this? I heard about it beforehand, looked at it, went, I'll wait and see what happens, see what it does. It pumped, it retraced massively. What did a 78% retracement or something? And now look at where it's gone. It's flew back up again, looking quite neat and tidy. But I'm looking at the long-term element because of who's involved, the backers, the investors, the use case, etc. So this for me, it's an obvious dipping point. It's a dipping buy. So if you were looking at RSI over the last few weeks and you were like, oh my God, it's up like 178%, I'm going to buy it. And then you're not seeing this opportunity where actually you could have bought like 40% lower. You know, you got to look at those opportunities. So number one, simple one, RSI, and that's the one that I bought yesterday, and I was very, very happy to do so. The next one, okay, let's talk about this one, because I still think this is mega undervalued, and I don't know why it still is. It's like, what? Utrust. Simple as that, Utrust. The reason being, the catalyst of, and sorry, the chart's rubbish because it's on Binance, I'm not changing it, I cannot be bothered. The catalyst of PayPal coming to the market and the fact that they've got new elements coming for spending, payment cards, reverse staking, but they've got buyer protection on purchases in and out of stores, online, offline, etc., for anyone to use. And there's also, I don't want to say it too loud, there's rumors, and what they're aiming to go for is to get onto Shopify, which is massive e-commerce platform. That's what they want to go onto. It was on the live AMA not too long ago. Now, if that is the case, this is just going to go bang. They've already got a WordPress sort of situation with like WooCommerce, I think it is. So the more and more people that are aware of the fact that what cryptocurrency is because of high prices, psychological, and a purpose to actually accept and to use and to spend it with the likes of Utrust in any store around the world, on any online platform around the world, well, I think the price is going to go quite high. So yeah, Utrust, for me, 12 cents give or take. I think that's stupid. Bear in mind, a couple of days ago, it was hitting nearly 18 cents. And you're not buying this? Why not? Come on now. Buy the dip. Easy. So, now then. What's number 3, do you reckon? Cardano? Why not? Why not? For me, I've got a bag. I'm happy with it. I would buy more, but my initial outlay on Cardano was really dirt cheap anyways. Just to give you an insight, I bought quite a lot of Cardano down here. The COVID crash, I had spare equity and I just dumped in it, right? And it's got, obviously, you can see where it's gone. You can see how the Hitman's reacted to each swing. It's looking really, really good. This is just a generic daily setting, by the way, which is set on the alerts, which is crazy. So, as I say, the lower you buy, the easier life is. If you are looking at Cardano like a few days ago and you were seeing it towards 19 cents, which I was talking about at 19 cents as a potential area, it just about hit it. And you are, as I say, same with Utrust, and you are not looking at the fact that actually this dumped 40% in like one swoop, and it's even 26% lower. Go for it. You've got to look at the weekly timeframes. If you look at the weekly timeframes and you're thinking, well, actually, look at that, it's like savage. You should still be looking at levels to buy. This is obviously a level. You can go even lower on this. You can go and think, well, actually, where can I buy this from? Like, look at the previous levels, right? Key level there, it sent it. Nearly went to the top. But if you go a little bit away from that and think, well, actually, this... Oh, apologies. Come on. If this actually is... Let's just say that is the weekly top. It went all the way down to 618 on the weekly time frame in one swoop. Like, look at that for a week. It's like ridiculous, right? If you look at that on the daily, that's what happened. It was savage. These areas are for dipping, and that could have easily been on your chart a couple of days ago from that top level. You can be like thinking, well, actually, what happened in this entire swing? Well, hello, savage. This is where you win with dollar cost averaging. You put orders in certain places where you think it's possible. It's how you do it. So the simple one, obvious in my opinion. The next one is something that I don't actually hold. It's one that I think will do well with the increase of technology and gaming, and it's Theta, and I've mentioned it a few times on my channel, and I'm looking at this thinking it's not dipped much, it's really strong. And that's like a massive thing for me, thinking how strong is this, considering, right, when you think to yourself, well, how much has it dipped from this top on the 25th or whatever? It hasn't dipped as much as anything else, but it's still a good buying opportunity. But I would wait for this one. Wait. So don't just jump in willy-nilly. Look at the weekly time frame on this bad boy and think to yourself, this could fall a lot lower. So have this in the back of your mind thinking, I really like Theta and I think it's decent. Look at the previous level. So what you want to do with this, again, look at the previous swing, which I think is there anyway, is the obvious level. We're at this level. if this level is lost, look at 42 cents, because I think that could possibly happen. It's still, in my opinion, it looks very, very overstretched when you think of over the period of time anyways, in my opinion. So have a look on that, in my opinion anyways. When you look at, again, look at the likes of the Hitman, look at that for a huge swing. Imagine buying there and just holding on for it for months. It's absolutely savage, man. But yeah, I think that this will lose its support level here at some point. It's tested it twice, potentially 3 times now. So keep an eye on it. It's a strong level, that. But if it does drop, well, guess what? Potential buying opportunities are there for Theta. Finally, I know a lot of people have been asking about that one. But yeah, in my opinion, I think this has got a room to drop. And fundamental-wise, partnership-wise, team-wise, use case-wise, it's really, really good. I just don't hold it. Lastly, we talk about oracles a lot. Oracles. Remember that word, that buzzword? You got banned and you got Chainlink. Why not go for the lowest valued one that has really good fundamentals? DIA. Go for it. Why not? What is the worst thing that could happen with any oracle? Whether it fails or not, what would you rather buy? Something that's already valued into the billions, like Chainlink, or buy a competitor that could take a scalp off their market cap, which is what I do with Polkadot, which is what I do with Zilliqa and stuff like that with Ethereum. So, bit of food for thought here. I've not bought this, but this, if I was to have room in my portfolio and I was to think oracles are a big, big thing and they're going to get bigger and better, I would look at the competitor of the lower side of it, because we've seen with XLM recently with XRP. We see it with other kind of decentralized applications, we see it with other payment process systems. When the main one goes for a run, these go with it. And this has already been, and talk about dips, $5.15 give or take in the bullish period when Chainlink was going to $20. It's now $1.38. There has been a hack with KuCoin, which has obviously made an issue with the fact of the tokens. But for me, if you're looking at risk reward and you've got less equity to play with and you like oracles, in my opinion, you should always be looking at the competitors for the potential upside. Less risk, but more reward, technically. So when you're looking at this and you're thinking, well, what could happen with this? Well, if this goes back up to all-time highs, which I know it's not on the chart, it's a monster move. And there's nothing stopping it, in my opinion. When you think of the supply, it's quite low. When you think of the use case of oracles and the potential it could grow in crypto is quite big. So certainly food for thought, in my opinion anyways. But again, I'm not holding any yet. It's something that I'm considering. But for me, overall, when you look at buy the dip moments and you look at where it's been, obviously on the 25th, this actually dropped 34% and it's still incredibly low. So it could be a really good average buy ordering down here if you look into it, if you've done your own research, if you like oracles and you think, well, actually oracles are pretty cool, why not get one like this? And just to give you an insight, by the way, if I go into CoinMarketCap on this, just to show you why I like this and why I think maybe it's quite good, the circulating supply is actually ridiculously low. And obviously the total supply and the max supply is only going to be that anyways. So it's obviously, you can tell it's had a huge run. We know, and I'm pretty sure, bear with me, all-time high was $5.17. So certainly food for thought when you think an undervalued oracle. So just to give you a bit of food there. Decentralized information asset claims to provide financial institutions immutable and verified single source of market data. So why not? You know, if you like Chainlink, you should be liking stuff like this. So there we go. That is essentially today's video done. So as I say, there's a few there I've given you. Buy the dips, or you should, in my opinion, especially for the long term. But one top tip before I leave you, if you're looking at the likes of RSR, by the way, and you're thinking to yourself, well, what can I go for? Well, when you start doing a bit of a retracement on these, especially right if you're using the fib and you're looking at certain levels, don't go all in on one level, just be patient with it. So as you can see here, level, as you can see here, level, level, level. When you go to the daily time frame, it structured it quite nicely. So if you're just thinking, well, I know there's people that do comment on my YouTube go, oh, it's never going to hit there, and then all of a sudden it does, and they start groveling and go, sorry, you know, be patient. The level that I got yesterday was ridiculous. Like it was a chance area around here. It's like, boom, I'm gonna go for it. Why not? Can buy this. Obviously it zipped right the way back up. It's currently here. It's not as high as it was last night, but there's nothing stopping any of these assets going even lower or just turning around and carrying on going. So enjoy.